Hi, I'm Liz Shackleton. I'm the Asia editor for Deadline, and we're here today in Deadline's Red Sea studio, the Red Sea Film Festival in Jeddah. And I'm here with Kim Chang-hoon, the director of a film called Hopeless, that's screening here in the festival favourite section of Red Sea Film Festival. It's an extraordinary film. It's quite violent, but very interesting story. It's about a young boy who's 17 years old, and he's from a very dysfunctional family, and he falls in with a group of gangsters. And those gangsters, in turn, are involved in local politics and bribery and all kinds of business. So, very interesting story. And it's your first film, is that right?
Yeah, it is my first film.
So, can you just tell us, where did you get the idea for the film?
이 시나리오를 쓸 당시가 2016년도였는데 그때 제가 이제 한국의 모텔에서 일을 했었어요. 이제 그 일을 하면서 당시에 여러 가지 이제 개인적인 힘든 일들이 많았었거든요.
So I started writing the script in 2016, and at the time I was working at a motel in Korea. I was just going through some hardships in my life.
그래서 이제 그 힘든 일들을 겪고 오는 와중에 어, 여러 가지 생각들을 하게 됐었어요. 그러니까 그러니까 폭력적인 어른들 그리고 폭력적인 환경 이제 그런 것들이 한 개인의 성장에 어떤 영향을 미치는지 그런 것에 대한 이제 생각을 많이 했었고
So, because I was going through just difficult time in my life, I just got to think a lot about how violent environments, violent adults can affect a person's growing up, a person's life.
So, how did you get the film made? Were you already working? You were working in a motel. Did you have experience as a filmmaker? Like, how did you get into the film industry?
처음에 이제 모텔 일을 했던 것도 사실 제 본업이 아니라 그러니까 어렸을 때 거의 한 8살 한국 나이로는 9살 정도쯤부터 영화 감독이 꿈이었어요.
So, yes, I was working at the motel, but that wasn't actually my actual job. I had always dreamt of being a film director ever since I was, say, 8, 9 years old.
그래서 이제 항상 그것에 대해서 생각을 하고 있었고 그래서 학교도 이제 영화를 전공을 했었고 계속 이제 시나리오를 쓰면서 한국에서는 이제 자기의 시나리오가 있어야지 데뷔할 수가 있거든요. 하기가 더 좀 수월해지고.
So yes, my mind was set on becoming a film director. I majored in film, and I continued to write scripts because in Korea, it's easier for you to debut as a filmmaker if you write your own scripts.
그래서 이제 돈을 벌면서 글을 쓰기 위해서 이제 모텔 일을 했었던 거고 그때 썼던 이 지금 호플레스라는 시나리오로 이제 지금 사나이 피처스 한재덕 대표님이 그 시나리오를 보시게 됐고 함께 작업을 하고 싶다라고 연락을 주셔서 발을 본격적으로 디디게 되었습니다. 네.
So I was actually working at doing a job at the motel to support myself while I was writing the films and trying to get my film produced. And thankfully, CEO Han Jae-dok of Sanai Pictures saw my scenario, liked it, and contacted me, and that's how we started to produce the movie.
Sanai Pictures
Yes.
and Plus M Entertainment also produced the film,
Yes.
right? So that's extraordinary for your first film to get two big companies on board. And would you say in Korea, are there lots of opportunities for new talent? Is it quite easy to get into the industry, or is it a struggle as it is in many other places?
사실 신인 감독이 데뷔를 하는 것 자체가 지금 요즘에는 사실 쉬운 상황은 아닌 거라고 생각을 해요. 저도 이제 정말 운 좋게 너무 좋은 분들을 만나서 이렇게 데뷔를 할 수 있었다고 생각을 하고 있습니다.
So honestly, it's not that easy for new filmmakers to debut in the Korean today's situation. I think I was very lucky and fortunate to be able to do that.
Right, okay. And then your first film went to Cannes Film Festival and premiered in Satan Regard. So congratulations.
Thank you.
Also, you had two quite big stars in your first film. So Bibi, who's a rapper,
Yeah.
and Song Joong Ki, who's one of Korea's biggest stars. He was recently in a TV show called Reborn Rich, which has been everywhere. So what was it like working with these two big talents for your first project?
처음에는 너무 떨렸어요. 이제 그런 분들과 작업을 한다는 것 자체가 굉장히 긴장됐었고 편하게 대하기가 힘들었었거든요.
To be honest, at first I felt a bit intimidated working with such big names.
그런데 이제 일단 송중기 배우님 같은 경우에는 사실 저보다 훨씬 먼저 데뷔를 하셨고 너무 많은 작품들을 하신 이제 대선배님이시다 보니까 그럼에도 불구하고 저한테 이제 굉장히 친절하게 그리고 또 편하게 대할 수 있게 해주시고 또 굉장히 조언도 많이 해주시고
So Song Joong-ki's been acting. He's been in the film scene for so much longer than I have, and he's done so many works before. But he just put me at ease, and he just was very kind to me and gave me a lot of advice.
그리고 이제 BBC 김영서 배우 같은 경우에는 사실 제가 아까 이제 래퍼라고 말씀하셨는데 이미 원래 이제는 가수이자 작곡가이세요. 그래서 이제 처음에 예전에 같이 함께 만나서 연기를 이제 하기 이전부터 무대에서 이제 그분을 보고 할 때부터 굉장히 에너지가 너무 강렬하고 그래서 이분은 배우를 해도 좋을 것 같다. 언젠가 기회가 되면 꼭 함께 배우로서 작업을 해보고 싶다라는 생각을 했었어요.
So yes, as for Bibi, you've described her as a rapper, but I think of her more as a singer-songwriter. She is acting under the name Kim Hyung-seo, and even before she started acting, I saw her on stage, and I just felt the tremendous energy she brings to the stage, and I thought she would make a great actor, and I would like to work with her someday.
어, 그래서 이제 실제로 같이 만나서 작업을 이제 하게 됐었고요. 카메라 앞에서 정말 이제 레코드 버튼을 누르고 슛이 들어가면 정말 우리가 그런 표현을 많이 했었어요. 살아있는 화로 같다라는 표현을 많이 했었는데 정말 그렇게 너무 탤런트하게 연기를 했었거든요.
So once we did start working together. As soon as the camera started rolling, we used the term lively fish to describe someone who's energetic and full of life. And she was just a lively fish in front of camera.
그래서 그렇게 촬영을 이제 하게 됐었고 첫 촬영 날부터 이미 어떤 걱정했던 모든 것들이 날아가면서 너무 안도했던 이제 그런 기억이 있습니다.
So that's how I started working with them. And from day one, all my worries and concerns were washed away, and I felt much at ease.
Great. Okay. So you've had so much success with this film. Have you had time to even think about what you're doing next?
화란을 촬영하기 전부터 이미 써놓은 시나리오가 한 편 있어요.
So I actually do have a script that I've written even before I started working on Hopeless.
마찬가지로 이제 범죄에 관한 이야기고 구체적인 소재나 이런 것들을 밝힐 수는 없겠지만 굉장히 좀 인간 같지 않은 세 명의 사람들이 이 영화 속에 등장하는 어떤 일련의 과정들을 겪으면서 인간다움이란 무엇인가 이제 이런 것들에 대해서 생각을 하는 좀 성장할 수 있는 그런 형태의 이야기고 화란보다 조금 더 장르적이고 조금 덜 어두울 예정입니다.
So I'll just say that the script is also about crime. I won't get into too much detail about the subject matter, but it deals with three characters who show just a very inhumane aspect, and they go through a series of events in the film, and I want to show how these events affect them.
So it's fair to say that you're very interested in looking at the dark side of your characters
Yes, actually.
and society.
Definitely, yeah.
Right. Okay. All right. Fantastic. Well, thank you so much for coming in to speak to us.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me.